Howdy-o, Jeeper. The best campfire stories are told when there are no campsites. Racks, running boards, and performance parts built to haul all your camping gear to the toughest to reach destinations. Get real deals on real parts for camping and adventures at realtruck.com. You know, Steve, you shared a picture with me today with your Rubik's Cube. No, that's not that game. Tetris. Your Tetris setting of all the stacking of stuff of things that you have put into the back of your JLU.
Yep.
And so I can well imagine that going to EJS and going camping, and you're going to be camping for 2 weeks out there, right?
Correct. We're going to be doing some camping down in Bears Ears, which is going to be more primitive camping. We're going to have the 5-gallon bucket for the waste disposal. And then
remember, the poo powder goes in before the bag, so if you get a leak, it's easier to clean up.
No, negative, Ghost Rider.
Well, it's going to be funny if it happens to you. You guys are going to be doing apologies to me.
But then the week in Moab, we're staying in the campground in Moab that has full facilities, showers, everything else. So
yeah, that'll make a big deal because it's so dusty. You've been out there. You went to EJS last year. So you know how dusty it can be. Anyway, whether you're going to EJS or camping or maybe just down the road, if you need some stuff to take with you so that you can clean up, so that you can be comfortable, go to realtruck.com and check it out.
Hi, Steve, coming from you, a very stormy northern Illinois.
Well, hopefully there won't be any difficulties getting out of Illinois on your ride in. Are you stopping or are you driving straight through to Moab?
We're going to stop in Nebraska, which kind of scares me this time of year with all the tornadoes. Because if you ever see in Nebraska on I-80 as you're going out there, there's pictures of tornadoes coming down I-80, and there is nowhere to go because you are in the middle of just grazing land.
90 degrees. You go 90 degrees.
Yes. The problem is it's few and far between till you can get to that 90-degree crossroad.
Well, you're in a Jeep, damn it. You have no excuse. Just don't hit a cow.
Yeah, that's my biggest fear. But they get pretty nasty when you're out in the middle of nowhere in the plains. So.
Oh, yeah. They're easy to see coming, but they don't care. And people say do the 90-degree thing, which is good. It's smart. Unfortunately, is how long do you have to watch it before you know what 90 degrees is?
Exactly.
It's probably just pick a 90 and go, and then adjust it accordingly.
Well, the risk is you could run into another one.
Yeah, that's true. What is it from the movie Twister, the original? We got sisters.
Yes. So, not the kind of sisters I want.
Those are the kind of sisters that you go, oh yeah, twin, sure. Oh my God, Scud alert.
Yes.
So sorry, ladies. All right. So just to remind you guys, this is probably a bad segue to ask for money, but I'd really appreciate if you guys could go over to our Patreon and subscribe. You can get a very special price. I think it's $2.99 a month, and that's for, good Lord, 20 or so episodes a month. Quick, Steve, what is that per episode?
I was told there'd be no math.
You damn copycat. All right, so just go over there, and actually you can just go to xjtalk.com/contact to find out how to get over to our Patreon. If you go to Patreon and you do a search for us, we may not show up because we have an explicit rating. I think Patreon ought to bring it up and just let you know that it has an explicit rating. But what do I know? I'm not in it to make any money, right, Patreon?
15 cents an episode.
There you go. You just need the pressure off. That's not bad, man. You're working for 7 cents, Steve.
Oh, wow.
It's not an hour. It's not an hour though. Usually, I mean, so it'd be like 14 cents an hour. I think is what it would work out to be if you were getting paid by the hour.
Sure.
Big F. All right, so Easter Jeep Safari 2025 is just 10 days away. Is that right, Steve? It's not 10 days for you. It's what, tomorrow? No, it's 2 days.
2 days, 9 hours, 43 minutes till I launch.
And tell the people why you're heading out early.
So me, F.U. Bob, my buddy Dan, Rick, a.k.a. Aquaman, we're going to head down a little bit further south to the Blanding area, kind of what's called the Bears Ears National Monument area, Canyonlands, and we're going to set up camp, and then we're going to kind of explore each day different areas, some primitive camping, and just have a blast hanging out, doing the guy thing, and drinking beers at night. And we'll be up in Moab. Come probably about Thursday, we'll be moving up towards Moab. So
it's not so much a wheeling event as just a travel camp. Maybe there's a little wheeling involved in there, or do you have plans?
We got trails picked out that we're gonna go explore.
Oh, perfect.
So that's the goal.
So now you received the Jeep Talk Show Meek Magnet logos today. Will you be putting those on while you're out around the trail on those getting out to Moab, or you wait until Moab to put them on?
We'll have them out when we're out the whole 2 weeks. So
I'll just mention Bob has his own on his TJ,
yep.
and he paid for them.
Yep, Rick and Dan should have them on as well. So,
oh, very nice, very nice. And I know that out at Moab, the plan is to get one on everybody that wants to run one, because we don't have a bunch of them we don't have enough for two sides. But certainly out on this run, you could probably do both sides, and it's not a problem.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did it come with any kind of instructions on cleaning the surface or cleaning the backs of these things when you put them on and take them off?
Nope, didn't come with anything. So I was going to look up their website. I'm sure it's on there.
Yeah, I don't think it's super critical. I think it just because it's got all those little nano-sized suction cups or whatever the hell it is.
Yeah.
I think that any kind of debris that gets on there just means it's going to be a little less clingy.
Yeah, no, it's like everything else. It kind of reminds me of, that stuff you put in like cup holders to pick up the dust and everything, the debris.
Oh, yeah.
And they can get caught in there. That's kind of what I feel can happen if you don't clean the surface first. So
yeah, it's just a good idea. What do you think about the logos? They look great in the pictures that you sent me.
They're stunning. They're larger than I was expecting. I was planning on putting on my rear passenger doors, and it doesn't fit with the handles and the magnets. It fits great on the driver doors of the JL. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to go to my rear windows with them, because I have decals on my driver passenger door now that I don't want to cover. Well,
it's not time to replace those. You couldn't just peel them off for Moab and maybe reapply it later, or maybe just leave the Jeep Talk logo on there.
They're called roundels, right? Which is what aircraft identification uses. I got the 1943 roundel design, and they were very hard to get on perfectly without one air bubble in them. And they're perfect, and they're going to stay that way as long as I keep them.
So I sent you. You posted up on the Jeep Talk Show team chat on Discord about the what was it? There was something on there that you had posted. Oh, you would put on like your name on the side, like the pilots do on the airplanes. And I posted up a Amazon link for a helmet.
Yes.
Have you ever thought about? They're not very expensive. Have you ever thought about getting a helmet, a fighter helmet? That would be so funny, especially if you were driving around Moab.
No, that's my limit. I mean, my Jeep is designed. It's themed after a Corsair, which is a 1940s World War II and Korean War plane. It's just my favorite plane. Mm-hmm. I've been in love with Corsair since I was, 11 years old.
They are a cool plane, and I didn't know until relatively recently why it's a gull wing. I had no idea. I just thought it was something for aerodynamics, or they just didn't want the prop to hit the ground.
Yeah, because the Wasps, the Pratt & Whitney Wasp, sorry to get off the rabbit hole here, was the most powerful engine at the time. It needed a bigger propeller, and because of it, they needed as much clearance as possible. And being a carrier-based fighter, you don't want long landing gear because it's rough and then it collapses and a lot more damage.
Yeah, and you certainly don't want it definitely has to be high enough up, because you know that propeller is going to get close to the deck in some of those landings.
Yeah, absolutely.
Even with the gull wings.
Yeah.
Would it make you nervous if you were? I don't think all the Corsairs were this way. Maybe they were, but the ones on the carriers, the wings would fold up.
Yeah,
would you be okay with flying a aircraft that had foldable wings? It just would make me nervous.
So
where's that button I don't want to press?
I've seen the internal structures. I've seen the TBF Avengers, which have the similar where they fold them and how they lock in. I'd be pretty comfortable with the way they're set up to lock.
Oh, I'm sure they're engineered to hell and back, but it's still a little scary. well, there's no sense steering now.
You know what? I'd be flying off of a 100-yard deck in the middle of the giant ocean. The folding wing is the least of my concern.
True, but I would do it in a heartbeat.
Absolutely.
I love flying, and F-16, F-18. I can't remember. It was Mike Douglas, not Mike. I think it was Mike. Anyway, it was a movie that he was in, and they stole an F-16. It was a fake one, of course, for the movie. But they were taxiing it to try to get away. Was it the Nile movie? I can't remember. Anyway,
Jewel of the Nile.
And then he I was like, yeah, man, fly that thing. He didn't know how to fly, but you can figure it out. And then they ran it and ripped the wings off. And I was like, no. F-16 is one of my, Michael Douglas. Yeah. F-16 is one of my favorites. Corsair, a P-52 Mustang. So love those things. I don't know a lot about them, but certainly would, if I had the opportunity to fly one. I told Zabo, who is a F-18 fighter pilot, amongst other things, he's a private pilot now, commercial private pilot. And I told him, I said, so are you still good with the military? Could I get some seat time in F-18? I don't need no training. I've done simulations.
Tom Cruise to get that.
Oh yeah. Speaking of Tom Cruise, did you hear about Val Kilmer?
I did. It's a shame. I mean, 65 is way too young for anyone, especially what he battled and went through. My favorite role is not Top Gun with him, but it's Tombstone, where he played Doc Holliday.
I have never seen that movie. I know everybody is amazed. I'm not a big Western fan. If it's Bonanza or The Good, the Bad, the Ugly, sure. But I liked him best in Real Genius. I watched that show again just the other day. He was spectacular in that show.
The Doors was impressive too, because he did actually all the vocals himself.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame. But when you hit 60, you start worrying about stuff because all these people that die in their 60s.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, the Easter Jeep Safari 2025, just 10 days away. Yes, we're getting back to the story. The 59th annual Jeep. My God, 59th annual Jeep. Is that annual? Not anal. Annual. Yeah. Easter Jeep Safari EJS is happening April 12th through there you go. If you're not watching this on YouTube, you need to. Steve was just holding up is that a magazine?
Yeah, this is the magazine they put out. This thing is literally 154 pages.
Somebody sent a picture. I think it's that one. I'm actually in that one from the Tread Lightly event. It's a rear shot though, so if you didn't know me, you wouldn't know who it was.
Well, they took pictures of people that were standing around while the rest of us were off working.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, some of us got to do the hard work. This iconic 9-day event is one of the biggest off-road gatherings in the U.S., drawing thousands of Jeepers to tackle Moab's stunning red rock trails from beginner-friendly to expert level, rated 2 through 9. It's like those game that game rating where they do a game advertisement. Suitable for ages 2 through 9. Yeah. Expect daily guided trails, vendor exhibits, and first look from Jeep's newest concept vehicles. I think Jeep's getting back in. Actually, we've reported Jeep's getting back into the go into things scene. And I don't think EJS was ever up on the cutting block. I think they were going to be doing EJS regardless.
Well, EJS, you got to remember, the auto shows, they're paying a premium for that space in the convention centers. That's where they were cutting last year. EJS, they're set up in a local parking lot. It's not massive cost to be there.
No, and it's not a huge parking lot. And that's kind of sad too, because you got to roll around a lot to find a place to park.
Yeah.
And I'm sure the businesses really like it because there's like a grocery store right there behind the parking lot that Jeep uses. But a lot of fun. It's nice seeing those things in person. And even if you don't like the build or don't agree with the build, like if it's got too much electric on it or something, it's still nice seeing those concept vehicles.
Well, let's face it, brand loyalty, right?
Yeah.
They've already got people in Jeeps. They got to keep them in Jeeps. So that's an event you cannot afford to skip if you're Jeep. Yeah,
I agree. And I've mentioned this before. I think I started mentioning this after my first trip out to EJS, which was in 2023. Yeah, that's right. I did not see any reason to go any place where you park your Jeep, for like the entire event. You park your Jeep and you wander around with thousands of other people. I mean, to each their own. If you're going there to buy something, get discounts and stuff, and you just want to be a part of the event, or you want to be on the main road where people are driving up and down with their Jeeps and their neon lights and their blaring music, if that's what you're there for, that's fine. But if I have an opportunity to go to an event where the majority of things that I'm doing is wheeling, and the blaring noise that you hear is metal scraping rock and sometimes snapping. Thankfully, I never heard that happen the 2 years I was at EJS. I heard nothing snap. It wasn't going to snap on mine, but the other vehicles that were doing balls to the wall stuff.
Oh,
so I've been spoiled, and if you want to be spoiled, you need to go to Moab. I think EJS is the time to go. It is not too crowded. A lot of people say it's too crowded. Certainly when it's not EJS, I imagine it's a lot more open and a lot less people there, but it's fun seeing all the builds. It's fun talking to people. It's fun seeing the people of the brands that you look up to and buy, seeing them out there in Jeeps driving. Steve from Power Tank. I'm trying to think of some others.
Brad from Show Recon.
Yeah, I didn't see him driving, but I saw him at the Sundown Grill thing. He had a prime rib hanging out of his mouth while I was trying to talk to him.
Rob Jarrell, I ran into him in the JTE in the middle of a trail. I
went on the Quadratech run, so I actually saw Rob taking the JTE up the hard. I mentioned in a recent episode the hard entrance to Metal Masher. And he was not babying it. He didn't, and I'm sure he didn't do all that he could because it is a nice Jeep and it's a custom Jeep.
Well, I mean, if my company were to trailer out a Jeep for me to play with that I didn't have to drive home or worry about the money to fix, I'd probably be a little bit of the same.
Well, he's got that whole career at Quadratech to worry about too.
Absolutely.
All right, so anyway, this EJS has been a tradition since 1967. The Jeep Talk Show crew will be there in full force with Steve-O, the gentleman that's on the screen right now, FU Bob, and they're going to be bringing Jeep Talk Show flags, stickers, 18 by 18 inch Meek Magnet Jeep Talk Show logos, and a limited number of T-shirts to hand out, perfect for repping the show on your Jeep or your body. Look for us at the Moab Diner each morning, where Janet and Amanda from Chick Chat will be hanging out. Sadly, Natalie has to bow out this year, but you should definitely ask Amanda and Janet for their autographs and try to get a picture of them next to their Jeeps. I think that'd be a cool shot to have and post up on social media. Oh, and we haven't mentioned this in a while. The hashtag Jeep Talk Show is what you want to put on any of your posts, whether it be EJS or otherwise. Tag us in those posts. And again, if you forget the hashtag Jeep Talk Show, think of pound Jeep Talk Show. That's my favorite.
Back in the day.
So, I'm sad that I'm not going to be going to this. It's a lot of fun, but it's good because we're actually spending some of that money that I would be spending on traveling to and from Moab and staying there on goodies for the listeners. And I think that's very much more important. And besides that, Chris is going to be going out. Yep. Out there, and Chris is in sales as his full-time job. He's been a great volunteer for the show and gotten us involved in a lot of different things, especially being up in the part of the country where he is, in Jeep country, up there close to Toledo, driving distance anyway. So it's good that he's going there, and he's going to be at a special event that Stellantis and Jeep Performance Parts are having. So we're very honored to be invited to that. So expect some interesting audio and video, and no telling what's going to come out of that. I mean, if Chris gets arrested for doing inappropriate things, we'll let you know about that too.
There's others in the group that I would expect that to happen first before.
No, Chris. I could just see running into Bill Clinton and Bill Clinton say, "Hey, I hear you smoke cigars. Would you like a cigar?" Rick knows what I'm talking about. He's from Arkansas.
Oh yeah.
So, let's see, what else I got here? Natalie had to bow out. We will also be on the trails like Pritchett and joining in a women's run with Nitto Tire. Want a caravan with us? Folks are heading out from Arkansas, Colorado, Michigan. You can connect on our Discord at jeeptalkshow.com/contact to join the road trip. I think that's the best place for people to go if they would like to be involved with either meeting up with some of the Jeep Talk Show folks out at EJS or driving out there.
And we have a whole thread on the Discord channel just dedicated to Easter Jeep Safari.
There's two. There's one, there's a pre-run or the
early Jeep.
Early, yeah.
Yep.
Early EJS, which is what you're going to be doing, you, yep. Bob, and a couple other people. And then we've got the main one where people are the ones that are just going out there. Oh, Greg Henderson, unofficial use only, would be out there. There may be a trail run from Greg. Greg gets pulled in several different directions, so it has failed to happen in the past.
He is committed to Sunday night. We're going to be meeting up and going down to where Planet of the Apes was filmed for Sunset Cookout. So we're all kind of excited about that.
He was one of the cast.
Oh.
No makeup.
Why am I? Was it not Paul Newman? Why am I just drawing a total blank? Was it Paul Newman? No.
No. I know who you're talking about. He was head of the NRA. He was Moses.
Yes. I'm drawing a total blank.
Earl Shine. No, that's not right.
Anyway.
I know people are screaming. They're going to be right now. How stupid are you?
Exactly. But you know what? Greg's fascinating to be with. We were on the the Tread Lightly Trail run last year, and he's on there talking about the dinosaur bones. The guy leading the trail run didn't even know about the dinosaur bones over there. So he took us to this area where the dinosaur bones are embedded in the rocks, and we got to walk up and touch them. I mean, how freaking cool is that?
So I had time to look it up. Mel Gibson.
No.
I do that to my wife all the time, except I usually do it with one of the names is right. And she goes, yeah, no, that's not it. I've got it right here in front of me. I just I don't see the name. Charlton
Heston.
There we go. Charlton.
Yep. There you go.
He had a very funny dance in the King of, not King of Queens, the Prince of Bel-Air. Remember Carlton dancing?
Oh, geez, Louise. I walked right into that. I'm sitting thinking, he was in that. All right.
So anyway, EJS coming up. Looking forward to seeing all the great pictures and hearing the stories. And I hope you guys get some campfire time. Last year, Zabo had a house that he rented that had a really nice place for a campfire. And it just was wonderful sitting out there with a campfire with all you guys. And it was and burning Twinkies. That was
the roasted Twinkies.
Anybody got a stick? I want to roast a Twinkie.
Well, you know,
who was that? Was that Rick that did that?
That was Rick. So
yeah,
it's kind of interesting because if you go north of me in Wisconsin, aka Illinois' biggest state park, send all your hate mail to xjtalk.com. They deep fry the Twinkies up there.
There you go. I like what Mo said in The Simpsons. He said, "Well, you can deep fry a doorknob and people will eat it."
Yeah, that's true.
Deep fried. That's the thing. All right. So now I don't think there's a beach near you, right, Steve? I mean, there's a place where there's sand and water. It's not an ocean or anything. It's a lake, right?
Yeah, Lake Michigan.
Do they have Go Topless Day in Michigan?
Not that I'm aware of. On the Michigan side, they have Silver Lake Sand Dunes, which is a lot of off-roading there. And they have big events there, but I refuse to go to that one.
So Go Topless Day 2025. Mark your calendars. Get ready for the 18th annual Go Topless Day on May 17th, surprisingly, in 2025. In case you're listening to this on your way to Mars or something and you don't know what year it was recorded. Sponsored by Barricade Off-Road. Now, I actually interviewed the lady that started this. She had a business and she sold Jeep paraphernalia. I am brain farting on the name, but she actually sold her business and the rights to Go Topless Day to Barricade Off-Road. So that's the reason why Barricade Off-Road is doing it now. This global celebration encourages Jeepers to take their tops off and kick off spring with community events, trail cleanups, and charity drives. Last year's event raised significant funds for the local cause, and 2025 is shaping up to be even bigger. In Southeast Texas, near Studio A, that's where I am, you can join in the events at Bolivar and Galveston, Bolivar Peninsula and Galveston, Texas. Perfect for beachside Jeep cruise. I don't think driving near saltwater is a good idea. I know you agree with me because you don't drive your Jeep when it's salty out.
Well, and part of the problem is May 7th, it's a great event, but May 17th up here, there's no guarantee that's going to be good weather. It could be 55 and raining, and that ain't happening.
Right. Well, for the manly men and the womanly women, they'll be topless in any weather event, I say.
Yeah, no, more power to them.
So nationally, events like the Topless for Turtles, Jeep Beach Crawl at Florida Jeep Jam City, May 10th, 14th, will combine fun with good cause supporting beach preservation and wildlife protection. Be careful when searching for details. Tony, that's me, learned the hard way that gotopless.org isn't about Jeeps at all. It's about topless women. Don't go there now. I don't need you drooling and trailing off here on the show. So it's one of those happy circumstances. Oh, and it's not like a nude beach, where you get there and it's like it's not as good as you thought it was going to be. The gotopless.org was they made some good choices on those pictures they have there.
So, Didn't the sheriff come out and say that the one in Galveston, they want to keep? They
were talking about canceling it. I don't think I don't think they can. It's actually a public beach.
Okay.
It's not. I don't think they can literally close it down. I mean, if there's a shooting, they can mark it off and set up the thing for life flight.
Die at this event.
Oh yeah. I think it's the non-Jeepers, personally, that show up. There's a lot of non-Jeepers that show up there.
Guys. Yeah, let's play the side by side.
I mean, Jeep isn't in the name of Go Topless, but if you're out there in a brodozer, how do you remove the top?
Sawzall.
You don't. And nobody's gonna sawzall it. No.
Well, they do the customs where they make them all the time, like the old Broncos and everything.
Anyway, it's a Jeep event. Damn it, you guys stay home. Leave the Jeepers alone. We don't need no trouble. Giving Jeepers a bad name.
Yeah.
All right. So since 2019, the Go Topless Day has raised over $1 million for charity. So let's keep that momentum going. So I think that's a great idea. Hey, I don't know about this. We're getting episode 2 and volume 2 and everything on all these things from Real Truck, but in Real Rides volume 2 with Todd Henderson. Since I'm not talking about Todd, the guy is in the videos. Todd does all the videos for realtruck.com. Does a good job. He's been on the show a couple of times. He often gets asked what kind of truck he drives. And we actually covered this in our last interview and the things that he's done to it. It's a fair question, but the answer might surprise you. Since he has already had the opportunity to introduce himself on Real Source, he wanted another chance to share his background in trucks and off-road. Most of what, and this is Todd talking, most of what I built is driven over the years, have been full-size half-ton pickups, but I've spent some time with bigger trucks as well as a mid-size pickup. It's quite a few Jeeps. Built in 2021, the Ford announced that they were going to introduce a new compact pickup at a very attractive price point. I realized that in many car and crossover drivers who didn't have the budget for a new truck before could now enter the pickup game. Since he figured out that this would be a first-time pickup for a lot of people, he decided he wanted to show what could be done to it, customize the new platform, and have some fun while he was at it. Now, he doesn't say here, but I believe it is the Maverick.
Oh, the Maverick. Okay.
Yeah, the midsize Ford pickup Maverick. So you can go over and find out what truck it was for sure, and read what he's done to it at realtruck.com/blog to search for Real Rides Todd Henderson. It's Real Rides Todd Henderson. And Todd's a great guy. He was a great interview. He's really nice. I look forward to meeting him someday. All right, so Daytona Beach 2025, April 18th through 27th. Oh my God, that coincides with EJS, doesn't it? That's a bad idea.
Yeah, a little bit. Well, yeah, the very tail end of EJS.
Mm-hmm. Overlapping with EJS, this massive beach bash is a must for East Coast Jeepers. High Lift Off-Road Natalie will be there in the Jeep booth, and I think this is why she's not going to be going to EJS. Is she's going to this instead. You got to do what's best for the business.
That's right.
And she'll be there at the Jeep booth with gear, vehicles. Gear, not gear like you wear, but a brand called Gear. It's going to be a special Jeep that you can buy at Jeep dealerships. Under the Gear brand. So special build and special things that are done to it. Be joined by Javier, Matt, and Michael Bailey. So the owner of High Lift Off-Road will be out there. So if you get to shake Mike's hand, tell him hello. And I really enjoy hearing all about High Lift and Natalie on the Jeep Talk Show.
Yep.
All right. So Alpine USA is back with a big bass. It's bass. I like saying bass. A big bass demo, catching in bass, and show-only deals, including a limited-time Big Bass system. I better do it right. Big Bass system upgraded for 2024 Wrangler owners. Expect obstacle courses. Never expect the Spanish Inquisition. Beach cruises and a tiki party. Post on X, formerly called Twitter, are buzzing with excitement for this one. What do you think, Steve? I think it'd be fun to go there. I just need some wormhole technology so I can just walk through a doorway and be there.
So here's my problem. I've been to Daytona before. It's the beach is really nice, but we
like High Lift Off-Road. Be nice.
Well, no. I'm just not a fan of the city as much, right? So
What didn't you like?
So to get to the beach, you go through an area that was a little sketchy, and me driving my soft top Jeep, staying in the area would not be a thing I'd want to do.
And keep in mind, you're from Detroit, and you find this scary.
Not from the Chicago area, but I'm out in the suburbs. I mean, my son almost went to Daytona actually for school because there's he goes to what's called Embry-Riddle Aeronautical. They had a Daytona campus and then an Arizona campus. So we toured them both, and he fortunately decided to go out to Arizona because he knew the weather was more predictable in Arizona and his flight time wouldn't be affected. But I just wasn't impressed with the Daytona scene. Of course, I went there as a 48-year-old, not as a 21-year-old, or
right.
It's just is what it is now in life.
This event promises top-down fun with dunes, day excursions, guided Jeep tours, a cornhole tournament, poker run, and those two things are not synonymous with one another. And the Jeep Show and Shine contest on May 17th. Entries are $55. Registration required. There's no showing or shining unless you have completed your registration. The Topless Turtles Beach Crawl is a highlight offering a rare chance to cruise Panama's city beaches while supporting conservation. If you had a chance to go and there was no likelihood of stabs, fire bombs, or being shot, would you go?
I don't think it's that bad. It's not when I'm in fear of my life or anything down there. If I was in the area and it wouldn't cost me a lot of money to get there, yes, because staying in the area is not going to be cheap. Would be brutally honest with you. It's a destination. It's spring break time. It's busy, right?
So what you're saying is, if you'd rather have Jeep parts, stay home.
Yeah, I'm not a big. It's just like I haven't been to Smoky Mountain yet. It's not. I'd rather go somewhere where I can do real wheeling if I'm going to spend the money to travel. Right now, if I'm an hour, 2 hours away, absolutely. Why wouldn't you go?
Sure. It's an opportunity to see Jeep, meet Jeep people.
Yeah.
And I think you know this, but I want to make sure everybody else knows. A Smoky Mountain Jeep Invasion does not have any wheeling.
No, it doesn't.
There's area nearby that is very nice for off-roading. Windrock. But
really
it's gorgeous. Not, that event has nothing to do with wheeling. It's just go there, park your Jeep, walk around, and spend money.
Well, I'm not a fan of Pigeon Forge and Gatlinburg to begin with, so I spent an early part of my days working with the local police department. I did a lot of the big fests and events. At this point, I'm not a crowd person anymore. Right.
Well, if you did it long enough, you probably see everybody as a perp, because it's just one bad decision away.
Well, yes and no. It's just I'm going to Utah. You're getting away from everybody. Easter Jeep's not crowded. I'm just not a big festival crowd person anymore. I was in my younger days, but now it's get off my lawn, I guess. I don't know. Mm-hmm. Call it what it is.
It's fun watching the people, but the interacting with them, the bad ones, is what makes it bad.
Yeah. It's not like it's overrun with bad people. It's the hassle of it, right? When you go to Gatlinburg Pigeon Forge, I went there one time family vacation. I mean, we had to pay in the church parking lot to go to church. That's how commercial it is. That's how many people. You spend, 20 minutes going across town, what would take you 2 minutes without traffic. Yeah,
don't come to Houston. I don't even like going into Houston. I've been here all my life. I'm not in Houston. I'm near Houston.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like you. When I say you're in Detroit, it's like, no, I'm not in Houston. I would not want my kids going to Houston Independent School District. Do you know that the state shut down the Houston Independent School District?
Oh,
and
really?
And they took it over. And then they were going through the hiring process of all the teachers that were currently employed by Houston Independent School District. So they were doing some weeding for bad school teachers, I'm sure.
Well, they've been wanting to do that in Chicago too.
Yeah. It's a shame. It's more of that government bureaucracy that does nobody any good except for the people that don't have to work and get paid.
That's right.
My opinion. I'm sure it's not 100% true, but I think it's more true than not. All right, so Hot Springs, Arkansas Jeep Talk Show Off-Road Event, June 7th, 2025. I apologize, Steve. I think I asked if you were going, and you said no.
I have to bail. I need the time off to spend to go to take my daughter to school.
Right. Well, I mean, she's going to be going to school next year, so you could just skip this year and
well, this is her first year
event.
going to college. She graduates from high school here in May. Actually, topless day. Today she's graduating, so I'm not going to be in the Jeep that day. And then in August, I got to take her out to school. She chose to go to Washington, D.C. to go to school.
Interesting.
Yep.
Maybe she can get in a riot or something. That'd be nice.
Gee, thanks.
Could look good on the resume.
Yeah, great. Thanks.
I know you're already worrying about that anyway.
Appreciate it.
So we are switching up things this year, moving from Hidden Falls, Texas to Hot Springs, Arkansas for our annual off-road event. It's more centrally located. I know it's not central located, but more central than Central Texas for the U.S., and making it easier for Jeepers from Kansas, Missouri, or even the East Coast to join in. Expect trail rides, campfires, and good vibes. Totally, dude.
It's only a 10-hour drive from the Chicago area, which is why I was really kind of excited to go.
That is not bad.
No, it's not.
I mean, if you've been 20 hours to EJS, yeah.
Yeah, it's a day.
Yep. So arrive on June 6th, Friday, and make a weekend of it.
That's great.
All right, so this is I like doing these things because it's like some Jeep information that you may not know, and I did not know this. And Steve, you can tell me if you knew. Jeep indirectly influenced the Hummer. During its years producing specialized vehicles for the U.S. Postal Service, Jeep had a dedicated facility for government orders. When AMC took over, that facility spun off into AM General, which later developed the Humvee for the military and eventually the civilian Hummer. So in a way, Jeep's DNA runs through one of the biggest off-road competitors. Do you think Humvee, I mean, the H1, the H2, or any of those things are off-road competitors? I don't think they are at all. It's nothing like the Humvee.
No. Let's face it. It's like, I don't think I've ever seen one of those off-road actually in a park or doing them anywhere.
Right. But they would be a perfect vehicle to put batteries and electric motors in.
I'm starting to see the new electric versions up here.
Yeah, I just think it's a waste. I mean, once we get a lot of power in a small spot, obviously you drive a 18-wheeler around if you wanted to on a charge, but not yet. Henderson, we mentioned Henderson earlier, unofficial use only. He picked up a Humvee from one of his deals, and he's going to be driving it to towing with it to EJS. And
he's potentially going to be out there with the YJL in EJS.
I think it's going to happen based on Eric that was on our roundtable. That's our Tuesday episode. Yesterday it was published. And hang on.
And so a little background. If you guys have not seen Greg Henderson's builds, Quadratech actually licensed him, contracted him, commissioned him, I guess is probably the better word, to build some special builds for Quadratech. Mm-hmm. The first one he did was called the YJL. Essentially, he took a Jeep JL and retroed it two-door, retroed it to the YJL. I mean, the square headlights. He moved the gas filler behind the license plate. I mean, this is a small detail stuff. They put an inline six in this thing. They basically made it like the Sahara. They came out, I want to say, in the mid '80s, YJ version. And this thing, the details of the same paint scheme and everything, because the founder of Quadratech, that was his first Jeep. So they modeled it off of that. And it is, I mean, I listed like 4 things. There's so many different details in this thing that makes this thing look just absolutely incredible. Custom seats, you got it. I'm excited to see it.
Yeah. So I think you know this, and I think I have it right. The grill that Greg made for the YJL, which is the square headlight grill that fits the JL or the JT or whatever, he's developing that as a product. It has been licensed through Jeep, so it's really the only aftermarket grill out there that is licensed by Jeep. So you will be able to, and you can go to unofficial use only right now and do a pre-order. So you could actually go with square headlights or rectangular actually for your JL, your JT. You could make your Jeep look a little more different, and you don't have to go with the angry eyes. And I think it's the Jeep licensing why we have angry eyes. It's because it's significantly different where Jeep doesn't come after those people. But this one is like a YJ Jeep grill that you can have on your modern day Jeep.
Yep. And he's got the bumper coming along with it too as well.
Yeah. Same bumper. I think it's the same bumper. Actually, I think it's been modified, but the similar bumper that was on the YJL build. So I thought it was really cool that it has the straight, the 4.0 straight 6 in it too.
Yeah,
And if I remember correctly from our roundtable episode on Tuesday or on Wednesday, yesterday, it is a standard transmission.
yes, it is.
Yeah, so that's really, really cool. I think the only thing he didn't do to it that I was a little surprised, and I think he wanted to, was to put leaf springs on it for the suspension.
Yeah, I mean, he was doing a commission piece. There were certain guidelines he had to follow.
Yeah.
Things he got artistic license with, and some things he didn't.
Right. Yeah, absolutely.
From the mind of Nikki G.
Hey, this is Nikki G, and now that the weather is turning warmer and the bugs are coming out, and everybody knows chiggers just love me, man. Get a bottle of this stuff and spray your clothes down with it a day or two before you leave, preferably with you outside of the clothes. And it really does work to keep the bugs away. And it tastes great on toast. Yeah, it's great. That's not why I'm calling. I'm calling to tell you that I had to fire the guy who mows my lawn. Yeah, he just wasn't cutting it. All right, boys and girls, I'll chat at you later, and you have a good one. Bye.
All right. Well, coming up on Friday, tomorrow, in our interview episode, remember we have interviews every Friday. Robert O'Connor, he's got a book I think you'll be interested in. This is talking about little known Jeep facts. I had no idea this was going on. Never had heard about it or read about it, but there's his book is Jeep Show Book, xjtalk.com. You can get it on Amazon as well. It is about an army, a group of army soldiers that were ordered to get in a Jeep, travel to the front lines in Germany or wherever the front line was, and entertain the troops. Mickey Rooney was one of the people that I believe that he said there in the interview that was part of this group. And so they were literally in artillery range and potentially in sniper range. So I guess you really have to do a good show.
Yeah, but Mickey Rooney, he was shorter than most everybody, so he wasn't a big target.
Oh, duck. Oh, you're already there. Good. All right. Which is the soup? Duck, sir. Ooh,
Yeah.
Do you remember that one from Hot Shots? That was so funny. Anyway, we really appreciate you being here for our episode, and I hope you will return each and every week. Steve, thank you a lot for joining in. It makes it a lot more fun for me, even though sadly for audience and you, I do most of the talking. It's not you, it's me. Hey, did this episode get your engine roaring? Show us some love by dropping a 5-star rating and a blazing review on your go-to podcast platform. It's your way to help us expand the Jeep family. Keep the adventure rolling by hitting follow on the social media and join our newsletter crew for hottest Jeep updates and unmissable events. You certainly want to keep up with the unmissable events. Discord is a really good place to go. Better than the newsletter, actually. Got a burning question or wild idea for the next episode? Fire it over to us at xjtalk.com/contact. Thanks for cruising with us, and get ready for more thrilling journeys ahead. Steve, anything you want to wrap up with for EJS? Because this will be your last opportunity before you head out. And maybe you want to mention to people about any GMRS channels, the Discord server, what channel to get on, so on and so forth.
Join the Discord channel. We'll be checking that out. We do not know what GMRS channel we're going to be on, because obviously everybody else is going to be out there. Look for me. I'll have an ocean blue Jeep JLU with the white star on it and the Jeep Talk Show logo. I got stickers. Would love to see you out there. Just say hi.
Mm-hmm.
And we'll see you there.
And we know that the GMRS channel, well, basically, whatever GMRS channel we tell you, don't share it with Roger, because we're going to give Roger a different one. You have to be a regular on the show to get that joke.
Yeah.
Thanks again, Steve.
Absolutely.
Broadcasting since 2010.
You're my friend. You're my new friend.